Do you have prop firm payouts, or are you on your way to a prop firm payout? If so, that's great. But getting prop firm payouts is not the only thing that you need to be keeping track of to get to profitability. You also need to be keeping track of your expenses. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a tool that I use specifically to keep track of all of my prop firm income and expenses. When I started using this tool, I was able to lay out exactly how profitable I am. Not only that, but I'm also going to be offering this spreadsheet / tool, whatever you want to call it, for completely free. If this all sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned for the video. We all strive to get prop firm payouts, but in order to get prop firm payouts, you also have to incur expenses. These expenses not only include what we pay for blown evaluations or PA fees or straight to funded account fees, but they can also include things like your trading view, your book map, your Discord, your coaching, your trade sync, your tradezilla, etc., etc., etc. Unfortunately, we can't control expenses. They just kind of come with the territory, but these expenses can quickly build up. One of my biggest mistakes when I first started trading with prop firms in 2023 is that I wasn't keeping track of what I actually was spending each month on these prop firms. But that all changed this year, 2025, when I created this spreadsheet to keep track of exactly how much I was spending and how much I was actually taking in. In this video, I'm not only going to go over the spreadsheet showing my exact income and expenses from 2025, but I'm also going to go into all the prop firm payouts that I have received, which all these prop firm payouts up till now came from Apex, but recently I did get a payout with Tradify. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump into all my payouts from 2024 and 2025. Okay, so here we go here in my Apex profile. And just wanted to go over all of my prop firm payouts. I think a lot of people that are online claim that they make a lot of money off of props and all this stuff, but then they never actually show their real payouts. So being a new channel and everything, I just want to start off with complete transparency and show what it's really like to struggle as a trader and what it takes to be profitable. And even when you do get profitable, it might not even be by that much. But the good thing is we are going up, right? So once again, I started trading props in 2023, and I only traded with Apex Trader Funding. And Apex has some rules that make it pretty challenging to get payouts, I'm not gonna lie. And when I was trading them, 2023 and 2024, it was a lot easier to get more payouts, and then they kind of upped the buffer, and I'll leave that for a whole nother video when I do a comparison. So let's go ahead and jump into the payouts that I received in 2024. So as you can see, my first payout was July 18th right here, 2024, made $2,000, and then September was really good. I was able to make a total of $6,000. And then November 15th, this is when they changed the buffer rules and it got a lot harder. I only made $500. So I made a total of $8,500 in 2024, which I was profitable. But once again, I did not keep track of my expenses the way that I should have. Of course I did for tax purposes, things like that, but not in the tracker that I'm going to show you here in a second. And these are all my other payouts that from 2025 so far. Let's go ahead and get into the income and expense tracker that I created, so that way I can show you exactly how profitable I am so far in 2025. I'm excited to introduce my prop firm income and expense tracker. This is going to go over all of my expenses from 2025. And again, I'm offering this spreadsheet for completely free. All I ask is that you like and subscribe to the video and to my channel, and the link is down in the description below. So we'll just kind of go over and start from the beginning here. You have a start sheet where you can enter in your year. January 2025 is when we started this spreadsheet. Right here you have your prop firm category. So I have Apex, Tradify, Top Step, and then I'm also going to have my miscellaneous there. That could be whatever other expenses you have there. I do have Top Step in here because I did trade Top Step in the beginning of the year and just failed a bunch of evaluations. I never took a payout from them, so I just incurred expenses from them. That's why I have it there. Right here, we have our expense category. I put my PA fees there. You have your evaluation. I had Trade Sync, which is like a journaling software that I was using for a while. And then of course, my trading view. And then of course you can add whatever you want. So if you wanted to put another prop firm in here, like let's say top one, is one, right? Or you wanted to put, let's say tick trader, you can put any of those in there, right? And so you just fill that out, and then that will be automatically put throughout the rest of the spreadsheet. Right here, you have your monthly profit goals. I'm being ambitious here. This is always kind of my dream and what I want to shoot for eventually. I think a lot of people do, is that like 10 grand a month, right? But you can obviously change this to whatever you want for that month, and then you'll have your profit goals. So right here, we'll just keep putting 10 grand for now. So that's the start sheet. You want to fill that out however you like, and then that's going to carry over to the rest of the spreadsheet. So right here, we have our income tracker. So right here, you're going to have your drop down menu of your prop firm and your payout date, your total payout. And then a lot of these prop firms, like I think it's Take Profit Trader, they give like a bonus or a refund, so you can add that in there as well. And then you're going to have your total income, and you can add any type of notes you want right there. So these are all my payouts from 2025, which, like I said, have only been through Apex until recently we had Tradeify. So I have all my payouts here, the payout date, and then the total payout. And then that totals right here automatically. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter my payout that I got this week with Tradeify. Since we entered that in the start sheet, I'm gonna hit Tradeify right there. And then I got paid on Wednesday, August the 6th. We'll put 8/6, that's 2025. And we got paid, it was a 90-10 split, so it was $2,000 payout, but I got paid $1,800. We'll go ahead and add that in there, and that's exactly how you do that. And then this is the cool part. We're going to go to the income overview, and let me just scroll down so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, and these are the tabs, and then we're going to go ahead and go to income overview. So here's the income overview. As you can see, I've made $7,524 in income. And then we have a chart here that's going to show you exactly how much you made each month. So as you can see, March was one of my biggest months. And you can also look here at the table. You can see I made $2,000 in March. And then we also had April, where I made $1,700. So right here, you have the table as well. And as you can see, like March, I made $2,000. And then we have April, which is $1,700. You also have your average monthly income right there as well. And then you have your totals. And then what's cool here, I made a little pie chart to show you exactly the distribution of income from each prop firm. So obviously, if you have other props, this will automatically formulate. So you have Tradeify at 23.9% and Apex at 76.1%. And now let's go ahead and go to the expense tracker. So now we're on the expense tracker tab. And as you can see, these are all my expenses from 2025, which I've realized that I need to try to keep those expenses down as much as possible. So now I'm trying to just kind of build up slowly, scale up slowly, get one account, get a payout, maybe buy more accounts from there. Basically use the prop money to build and scale your prop firms. Don't be trying to use your own money, because that's where you really eat into your profitability. So as you can see, we have all the expenses here from Apex. You can again click this and then get the prop firm you want, and then you can select your expense that you had on the first sheet as well, and then put the amount right there. And then if you want to put some notes, like this was monthly PA fees or whatever, you can do that as well. And then we have our most recent expense, which was Tradeify, straight to funded PA account for $255. So with that being said, now we're going to go ahead and go over to the expense overview tab. And here we go. So this is kind of the same thing as the income tab, but now it will automatically populate your total expenses, which mine was $3,753. You have your average monthly expenses, and then you have the breakdown by month. And then you have this pie chart, which shows exactly the other expenses. So again, you can put in your miscellaneous, which could be like your trading view or whatever, and it's going to show those expenses in this graph. Again, my biggest expenses come from Apex, which makes sense. And then you have your expenses by category. So my trading view, 3.3%, evals, 27%, and your PA, 68%. But really cool. This all automatically formulates. You don't even have to edit or do anything to this page. All the editing is done on the expense tracker, the income tracker, and the start sheet. So it's pretty simple. Then if we scroll down here, you have your tables, your expenses by prop firm, and then you have your expenses by category, and you can scroll over and see the totals right there. So now we get to the final page, which is going to be the actual profit overview. So I'm just going to show that. Here is the profit overview tab. Again, you do not need to edit or do anything to this page. Everything will automatically formulate. So this is pretty cool here. You're going to see that I'm only profitable by $3,771 this year. Womp, womp, womp. Again, I incurred a lot of expenses that were unnecessary. And again, that will be for another video on my struggles the first part of the year. But from here, I do feel like we are finally going up. We are heading the right way, lowering those expenses and making the income, right? That's all that matters. So right here, you have your profit goals, which is this darker line that you inputted from the start sheet. So again, mine were 10,000. And as you can see, not really getting close to that on any of these months. Even this one was a negative month and a negative month in January. And then you have the profits by prop firm. So Tradeify 37 and Apex at 62. And then of course you have your tables right here that show your monthly profits. So January, I was minus 412. February, minus $23. March, I was plus 1,600. So you get the point. And then you have your totals again right there. So my total income minus the expenses equals the total of $3,771. And then you have the total by prop firm here as well. So very cool spreadsheets that I made specifically for prop firms. And like I said, I'm offering this for completely free. I just ask that you like and subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more videos coming that are gonna just go through my journey and what I've kind of learned. And again, my goal of this channel is to keep myself accountable, keep myself disciplined by recording myself, but also to share knowledge with other new traders or intermediate traders that might be struggling, especially if you're trading prop firms. And hopefully I can help you so you don't make a lot of the same mistakes that I've made. Again, this income and expense tracker is completely free. You just have to click the link below and go to my little landing page there, and then you can download it. I hope this really helps. If you have any questions, you can ask me down in the comments below. Again, like and subscribe to the video, and I will see you in the next one.